Today, I'm going to share with you how to achieve a top LSAT score even if you are a non-native English speaker. For those who don't know me, my name is Steve Schwartz. I've been teaching the LSAT since 2005, and I personally increased my own LSAT score from a 152 to a 175. I got a question here from a student who writes, I'm a 22-year-old international student from China studying in the US. English isn't my first language, and I'm finding the LSAT really challenging because of the complex language. I took an LSAT prep course, but I often get lost due to nuanced language and idiomatic expressions. My vocabulary isn't as big as that of native speakers, which slows me down and affects my understanding of the arguments. I've been studying for over a year now, putting in about 20 hours a week, but my score has plateaued at 165. I feel discouraged and wonder if the language barrier means I can't reach my goal of a 175. How can I adjust my study approach to overcome these challenges? Well, first off, I sympathize with you. Studying for the LSAT as a non-native speaker of English is certainly a unique challenge. It makes it a lot harder. The LSAT's difficult enough even for native English speakers, given the dense, difficult text, the vocabulary, the abstract expressions, and so I can't imagine how much harder it is as a non-native English speaker. But rest assured, even students in your situation have achieved top LSAT scores of 175 or above. I understand, of course, your vocabulary may not be as large as that of a native English speaker, but you can focus and narrow your focus to LSAT-specific vocabulary in particular. I wouldn't want you to get lost in doing tons of flashcards of just random difficult vocabulary words, but instead keep a running list of the words you encounter on actual LSAT questions and passages that are difficult and unfamiliar to you. You could drill those in particular. When you're dealing with a difficult, dense reading comp passage, for example, try as an exercise rewriting the entire passage in simpler language as if you were going to explain to a 5-year-old. Engaging in this kind of summary could really be helpful in making sure you truly understand exactly what the passage is saying, at helping you understand unfamiliar words in context. For students on a longer timeline, I think it's fine to read material like Scientific American or The Economist, just exposing yourself more to English language media in general on a variety of topics. Try to stay away from media in your native language, just because the more you can immerse yourself in English, the more you can live in the English-speaking world, the better you'll be able to handle LSAT-specific language, since, of course, the LSAT is using real-world language, just maybe of a higher level than what you're encountering in everyday life. Now, of course, I recommend, especially if you're on a shorter timeline, focusing on real, actual, official LSAT material, like the real, actual, official LSAT practice tests. There are roughly 400 actual, official reading comp passages from the previous format's 100 actual, official LSAT practice tests. And so you could use some of those for drills, like I said earlier, rewriting the entire passage in simpler language. You could use some of them as casual, relaxing reading, so to speak, or bedtime reading, just to expose yourself and, again, immerse yourself in the world of the LSAT as well as the English world, and then save some of them for timed work, some of them for full-length practice tests. If you want to get faster at getting through the actual LSAT passage so you have more time for the questions associated, you could put yourself on an LSAT reading comp treadmill where you display that text to yourself using an app like Phrase Reader or Spreeder, where you can copy paste the text into the treadmill, so to speak, into the app, and then you display it at faster and faster speeds, measuring and testing your comprehension to make sure that you are still extracting the main idea, the primary purpose, even at faster and faster speeds. I also want to encourage you not to get bogged down in the details of the passage, because you'll be able to go back to the passage and find them when you need them to help you solve any particular detail-oriented questions. When you're approaching the questions associated with the passage, focus first on the global questions like main idea, primary purpose, passage organization, best title, tone, and author's opinion. Now, you'll find that a lot of the prep books out there, a lot of the courses out there are more of a one-size-fits-all. They're not tailored specifically for students for whom English is not their native language. And so I might recommend seeking out some one-on-one coaching with someone who has experience working with non-native English speakers. At LSAT Unplugged, we certainly have coaches who fit that background who can help you out. If you're interested in finding out more, you can check out the links below to book a call with me and my team. We'd be glad to help you out. And in the meantime, I wish you all the best and take care.